Viewers, three major developments from northern Ethiopia. Welcome back to Africa Frontline. Viewers, today we are following three important developments from northern Ethiopia. Fighting in East Gojjam, growing military activity along the Tigray front, and reported preparations for possible aerial operations. Viewers, now let's move to the first development. Reports from East Gojjam say intense fighting has taken place around Lumame between Amhara Fano forces and the Ethiopian National Defense Forces. Fano-linked sources claimed they have captured the town after heavy clashes and inflicted significant losses on Ethiopian National Defense Force units. If confirmed, the reported capture of Lumame would be important because it could give Fano forces greater access to surrounding areas and create pressure on government positions in East Gojjam. However, the situation on the ground remains fluid, and independent confirmation of full Fano control is still needed. Your second development. At the same time, Ethiopian federal forces are reportedly continuing to position troops and military equipments along areas facing Tigray. The buildup comes after recent fighting around the Sharina front in western Tigray, where both sides have presented conflicting accounts of the clashes. Reports also suggest that the Ethiopian government is preparing for different military operations, including possible air operations against Tigray Defense Force positions if the situation escalates. There is no confirmed announcement of a new full-scale offensive, but the continued deployment of forces indicates that the federal government is preparing for a possible confrontation. Yes, now let's move to the third development. The development in Gojjam and Tigray are happening at the same time as the Ethiopian military forces faces pressure from several armed groups in different regions. Fano forces continue to operate in part of Amhara while tensions with Tigray remain high. This creates a difficult situation for the federal government, which must divide its military resources between multiple fronts. If fighting expands simultaneously in Amhara and Tigray, the pressure on Ethiopian federal forces could increase significantly. Viewers, if I conclude the developments, heavy fighting is being reported in Lumame. Ethiopian forces are maintaining a significant military presence around Tigray, and possible aerial operations are reportedly being considered. Whether these developments remain limited or lead to a much wider confrontation will depend on what happens in the coming days. We will continue monitoring the situation and distinguish confirmed information from claims that remain unverified. Viewers, thanks for watching Africa Frontline.